Welcome back to Gotham Sound's coverage of NAB 2026. We are wrapping up the end of day one. We're here with DPA and Wisycom. We're going to do two different videos, one with Wisycom and one with DPA. But let's bring out our Wisycom people. We have Nadia.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Or thank you for having us.
A pleasure.
And we have Jeff from DPA Microphones. He's got the DPA yellow.
Thank you.
But you guys are all part of the same family.
Yeah.
Right? Perfect.
And we're so excited for a lot of our friends out there. You may have in emails seen the name Nadia, or if you've ever emailed support at Wisycom, this is the power behind that email.
This is the dream team.
This is the dream team. If you ever have a question, we don't know the answer, Nadia knows the answer or how to find it.
And you're Italian.
Yeah, from Italy, yes.
From Italy, okay. So
the manufacturer,
perfect. And you have been, I know that you just recently pushed out a firmware update for the box you have in your hand.
Yeah, the new firmware allowed to work with a free IFB modulation, so it is possible to receive 3 different audio signal in one carrier. So it allowed to reduce the number of the carrier for the IFB application. So for example, with a 1 rack unit, 1 MTK, you have 6 audio channel with 2 carrier. And you can move through the menu and select the different channel just with the arrow. So you can listen the channel in an easy way and move around.
And the MPR60 is brand new.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It came out a couple weeks ago. There's new units shipping.
Yeah, it was announced at NAM, or around the January timeframe for anyone who doesn't follow our wonderful trade show schedules. But in January it was announced, and the new firmware it gets released, I believe, later this week. To which, while we're talking about firmware, I let Nadia tell you something that kind of got slipped in the firmware that I think everyone at home is going to be massively excited about in the MPR60 firmware.
Yeah, we have 3 type of modulation now. The IEM for IEM application, the stereo modulation, the mono modulation in wideband and narrowband, and now the 3 IFB modulation.
But not just that, is everything for MPR50, as a lot of our friends Josh Baggett at home has been the Compander. In the new generation of everything, we run the ENS Compander. So we had to change a lot of architecture. But I should have warned Nadia what I was going to announce.
No, the firmware allowed to integrate also the ENR and the ENC Compander, which is the previous Compander for all the MTP40 series. So the MTP40S, 41, and the MTB. And we have also the auto setup Compander that allow to auto detect. So the receiver is able to auto detect the Compander with the Wisycom Compander only, but
so it'll be able to tell when you have that transmitter if you have channel 1 of your memory set for an MTP60 and maybe MTP40 is on one of your talent. When you switch that frequency, it'll sense it and switch between ENR and ENS.
And it does it
automatically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the MPR60, like I said, available on. We actually have one in stock. We have one in stock.
Yeah. Hopefully by the end of this live, we will have none in stock.
We'll see. It's
Order on the website right now.
Late on the East Coast. Buy now. So that's new from NAM, but a new shipping product.
Yep.
So let's move on to somebody complimented you on your suit, just so
Thank
you know.
You know,
I
started to tell you this. My wife Katie laughed at me on this. Was it Katie that commented?
No, it wasn't.
It's real late back home. I spent probably the better part of 3 weeks looking for a suit with enough, let's call it pizzazz, to match your suit. And this was
That's what you got.
This was fun. This is the closest.
It's great.
It lacks,
I love it.
I tried to explain pizzazz to Nadia to bring she laughs at me.
Pizzazz sounds like like an Italian word.
It does feel like an Italian word.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. We've got some questions, but we'll get to those in a little bit. But I wanted to make sure that you knew you looked fabulous.
Thank you.
All right. So MPR60 shipping replacement of the MPR50. There are still some of those available, but not many.
Yeah. Not many.
Maybe
it's like what do you call it? Last time buy.
Yeah, last time buy. And I think is it $1,600? Do you know? Check the website. It's on the website.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's move on to another product that's new that we talked about last year at NAB.
Yeah.
But this is pretty exciting, especially for our location sound people. Let's look at this guy.
Yeah. So this is really the culmination of a lot of thoughts and pieces put together. you know, we've had for a long time the BFL1, and a lot of our users and friends love the BFL1, so we added the BFL2. And now, there's the Pelican box, so that you can, through a single cable, have a throw-down receive or throw-down transmit. So Nadia, you can walk through some of the redundant powers and some of what's it got going on.
So the portable box, we have the redundant power. So you have the main power here and the battery. So it fits with the V battery. So you have the standard plate V lock. So you can fit the battery. And so when the main power go down, you can it switch automatically to the battery. And the power supply board is able to detect the voltage and send to the local zone an alarm if the battery is gone down. And it controls also the fan. So you have the speed of the fan is controlled internally through the power switch. And there is a sensor of the temperature inside in order to manage the ventilation inside the box. This is a hole that allows to enter the plug for the power supply and also for the fiber. So you can use the optical duo connector here, or you can connect directly the fiber outside of the box. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the optical con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This version. Sorry.
No, you go.
This version, we fit the BFL2 with the Multiplexer M2. So you have one fiber related to the RF, and the second fiber is for the data. So is for the control of the BFL, for the remote control of the BFL. And if you connect the antenna with the LFA, DFA antenna with the filter, you can control remotely the gain and the filter through the data connector.
So this is a multiplexed version.
This is a multiplex
I
version.
see. So that's how the data comes in, Pete.
The data comes in on the second strand. Because in an Opticon Duo, you're using 2 strands of fiber.
And that's APC on
APC,
APC.
for the for all the RF stuff.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Technically, the network should be the UPC.
It's
but
UPC.
it's
UPC, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
because the whole reason that the 15-second version is APC is a lot less susceptible to reflection, so it keeps your signal high, noise low.
Got it. Okay.
Simplified.
So question on this, Kyle wants to know, is there an option for a gold mount plate?
For the gold mount, different type of battery.
No. For now,
Not at the
we
moment.
go.
We've only made it, or Wisycom
yeah.
has only made it with the V mount.
V
for now.
mount.
But yeah, that's something that could be modified. You could take the V mount out, put a gold mount in.
For now, no.
With the Gotham service shop.
We certainly could. I mean, it's probably just a few screws because it does, it outputs direct, to like there's a 4-pin Hiroshi, there's a 4-pin XLR. It looks like the 4-pin XLR is the input, or maybe it's even hardwired to the battery.
No, this is the cable. Is for the battery lock. Is this part.
Got it. And then this controls the fan. Is
Yeah.
that right? I see. Okay. And then this is powering.
For the main power supply here.
I see. And then this is the output power for
the BFL.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there is 2 outputs. So if you need to connect another device with a high-rose connector, you have also the additional double power supply connector.
And there is also room for expansion here. There's a second Neutrik hole.
Yeah, you can fit the Ethernet, the Ethernet Neutrik.
Ethercon.
Yeah.
And then, so you can easily connect it to other things outside of the network.
Yeah.
The idea entirely is with the N-type connectors as well, because they're a lot more resistant to
water
ingress
and
of moisture.
And more durable as well than a BNC.
More durable.
Yeah, so these are N-type connectors to go to your antennas. And this is something that's shipping soon.
Soon, yeah. Probably in the next soon weeks.
In the soon.
I don't want to say a specific date. We have been told very clearly, don't give dates and promises.
Yes.
But we've been told that the price, internally it has confirmed the price. It's just got to be distributed out to you all and to the website.
And is this something that is built in Italy, or is this okay?
Totally in Italy.
So it ships as is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like this, without the battery, but of course.
Right.
Batteries you can source, because it's very difficult to ship the lithiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And color options on the Pelican, just orange, or can we get purple or?
I think we're doing just orange.
Yeah. For now we have the orange color. Yeah.
And I think a lot of the orange thought comes out of one, what was available, but to reflect sunlight to keep the temperature from getting too hot.
Yeah, because the black is not good.
Yeah.
And we go for this color that's similar to the Wisycom logo. So it looks like.
That makes sense.
But it becomes a very nice option for, especially our cart users, that you can mount a 500-foot or 1,000-foot spool of fiber on the side of your cart, and then just drop a box whenever you need it.
Yeah, run it out. And honestly, orange it's good for visibility.
Yeah, it's not going to get lost in a pile of black Pelicans.
Yep, absolutely. And so this is called the Fiber Pelican, or what's the...
Yeah, it'll have a part number that's, instead of BFL or MFL, it'll be PFL.
Portable Fiber Link.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, that's great.
And we have 3 versions, so 2 versions for the reception. So this is the version with the multiplexer, but we can supply also the version without the multiplexer with M0, DFL M0 internally. And then we have another version for the transmission, so to use for the remote IFB IEM transmission. So another SKU with the amplifier inside and the combiner inside.
To do for the single carrier for the Wizzy IFBs.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you can do it with the 3 IFB mode to then have your 3 IFBs
on set.
Out anywhere in the set.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, the continuing on the philosophy of let's make multi-zone accessible and easy.
Got it. All right, let's switch to some questions about future stuff before we move on to the future stuff. So let's see. Whitney wants to know if there is any chance there'll be a new plug-on transmitter in MTB60 in 2026 or 2027. Yeah, they really want to complete the Symphony ecosystem.
Yeah.
The answer on that is Wisycom is always working on new and exciting projects, and we look forward to sharing with you more information. Or Nick can go grill the product manager across the room.
Perfect. All right, we'll do that. Is there any chance that the Wisycom Manager will be able to work on Mac anytime soon?
We are working on it, and we hope to have some news for the end of the year.
We're working on it.
Got it.
We don't want to give a specific date. We're working on things. It's working on new and exciting things.
Got it. Okay. Let's see. What do we do? Oh yeah. What's the battery life? So this is like a 98 watt-hour battery. What's the battery life on something?
Yeah, it depends on the battery you use, but more or less it lasts like 8 hours, more or less. Depends. So bigger battery you use, the more time you have. You have to do a calculation according to the battery power you use and the consumption of the BFL, of course.
But pretty comfortably about 8 hours on a 98
Yeah, more than
watt-hour.
8 hours.
Yeah.
At least.
At least, yeah.
I want you to know, Jeff, that Whitney's doesn't like your answer.
I have to be careful on how I give that answer.
Yeah,
This is the answer I was instructed to give.
Yep, I got you. No, you can't say anything until you can say something, which is unfortunate because you don't want to make a promise.
I don't. Yeah. For the same reason we get asked a lot about the Mac software, and Wisycom does is I don't want to make you a promise and
then break your heart.
Yeah. We want to. We know that the plug-on is a very important line, and in the meantime, we have the PHA60 and the PHA48 for phantom power. We know that fits some workflows and doesn't fit others.
Yep, and the MTB40 is still being manufactured.
The MTB40, last I'm aware, is still available.
Yeah.
And then Annika wants to know: is the MCR54 Dual officially discontinued?
The MCR54 Dual is, I don't know if it has an official discontinuation status, but just currently unavailable.
Got it. Okay, great.
All
right. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the new thing that's been announced. Was this announced at NAB? This
was announced at NAM, same time frame.
Okay.
It was kind of all rolled out together.
All right, so tell us about the MATF.
Yeah. So the MATF is a matrix that can manage up to 8 zones in diversity configuration. It can fit different modules, so you can fit the coaxial module and the fiber RF over fiber module. The maximum module of fiber are 6. So we have the 2 different configurations we can propose, 2 coaxial and 6 optical, or 4 coaxial and 4 optical. The module, optical module, can be supplied in two versions, with a multiplexer M2 or without the multiplexer, so with a dedicated fiber for each antennas. And yeah. So the display is a touch display. You can activate the zone directly on the button. You can assign a name. You can recognize the different zone if this is coaxial or fiber or optical. The zone number 3 have now the PFL connector, so you have you can see on the display the level of the optical power that you are receiving. If you need more information, you can enter manually on the display. You can see all the technical information you need, so the optical power, you can regulate the gain on the RF part, and you can assign a name and activate the zone also from that area. And the configuration of the matrix can be used with the 8-to-4, or you can split the matrix in two small matrix, in the 4-zone matrix. So you have a true 4-to-2 matrix.
So it's an expansion of the MAT 244 and 288 platform that have really been a cornerstone of what Wisycom has offered for many years. And Peter, I don't know if you look at his inside, is to change out, instead of being all coax inputs, you can have, instead of a BFL-R, we go straight in via optical.
And I imagine that is something that will have to be done at the factory, right? You're not going to have a modular board that will go in and out.
The card base is built in the factory. It's very configurable. So as you get into some of the different installations, different versions and requirements. So as we have on the table, it's literally just a BFL2 M0, because no multiplexer, laser for A, laser for B, around the back into an optical card.
This is just for a trade show.
Yes, yeah. You cannot order it with the...
You can't order it with a clear glass?
Partly because it makes it actually a little too tall to fit in a rack. But we spend a lot of time asking production, please put a plexiglass on it. And they always say to Nadia, why do they want plexiglass? It would never be used. Because it looks cool.
Looks cool, absolutely.
And the engineers did a very good job. So inside of that, it's got your 8 zones, and it has a spectrum analyzer board, as we're next to the club.
Of course, club.
I don't know how much your noise assist, but there's the club.
We're not using noise assist today, so we're okay. We're hearing it.
That's all right.
What I really like,
Las Vegas. It's
and I know Peter's around the back, but I really like that you mimic the lights that you're used to seeing on the MAT 288. That the MAT-F, even though it has this beautiful touchscreen, is still mimicking the way that the functionality that this is used to.
Yeah, kept a lot of the same, blue to indicate has voltage, green to indicate it doesn't. Full control of the Wisycom antennas. It's the next generation of distributed systems in a rack-based.
Do you think that will discontinue the MAT 288, or is there still a world for...
I don't think we anticipate it to discontinue. It's a very cool product. It's for a very different...
application.
It gives you now kind of multiple price tiers and price points as you go up from the MAT 244, both in price and capability, not in quality. They're all equal performance, but you go up from the 244 to the 288, so 4 zones to 8 zones, and then into the MATF for fiber.
Got it. All right, so, and do you know the price point on this, or is that something we're not talking about yet?
It varies a little bit depending on which cards you have in it. Because that'll be easier, the price will be on the list that comes out in the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Now you have another box in your hand.
This is just an accessory that we can supply to for the compatibility with the multiplexer and without the multiplexer version. So it is possible to add the simple box to convert the version with the multiplexer in without the multiplexer. So if you need to fit to connect BFL with the multiplexer and without multiplexer to the same matrix, with this simple accessory you can do without any trouble.
That's cool.
This will be a great accessory for our existing users who have BFL2s in the field. Mine does only work with BFL2s, not ones, because of the different wavelengths of the lasers. But if you're having to share fiber with production, you can now occupy one fewer strand without having to buy a different BFL. So if you have a BFL M0, you can now effectively make it an M2 and save a strand.
That's cool. And that's passive box.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just a
The multiplexer,
prism.
yeah, the multiplexer that manages the wavelet of the fiber.
Very
So
cool.
some very fun fiber accessories. I know, I mean, you all can't see it. Peter is immensely excited about fiber behind the camera.
He loves fiber. All right, so additional questions. Kyle said a couple of things, but that is there going to be a spring clip for the MTP61, and when might that be out?
Sorry, I don't know.
The spring clip for the 61.
Ah, yeah?
Is there going to be one, and when? She might not have this answer. It might be in product management.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Great question.
TBD.
TBD. We will ask.
We'll get back to you.
We can ask to Renee, who's across the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll ask him. Kyle, I'll send you an email. All right. And then Sound Mixer Vegas wants to know: will Wisycom be going digital anytime soon?
Wisycom is always looking at new and exciting
Oh
things.
no, not again.
It's hard to say. I mean, in the grand scheme, there's, with the announcements happening and mergers and new things happening, there are a lot of very smart people at Wisycom and a lot of very smart people from now many other companies, and the R&Ds are together and talking and dreaming and imagining between what happens when you take 40 brilliant people in Italy, combine them with all the brilliant people. I just don't know the number. All the brilliant people in Denmark and the other R&D spaces we have across Germany with the new ownership and
right.
this,
Yeah, absolutely.
But a lot of smart people together. It's hard to say what's coming, but it's going to be great.
Perfect. We got a nice comment from Mickey about your pocket square. Very
thank
nice.
you. This is in the next video, the DPA 4097 Core Plus. Thank you.
Very
I did
good.
not bring a proper pocket square.
And then the other, Kyle had one more question, and then we'll wrap up. Are there any planned updates for the MCR54 Quad to keep up with the newer transmitters, the 60 and the 61, or?
I think we just added the auto Compander on that as well.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
not,
the
that's coming
MCR54,
soon.
no, I have already the auto setup menu on the MCR54, so you can manage both the 40 and the 60, 61, and this automatically detected the Compander.
Yeah, so much like the 60 MPR, we added the auto setup. There, MCR54 is constantly in the development to make sure that it's got everything latest and greatest to support all of our new and latest greatest
So the
transmitters.
firmware is constantly being upgraded, looked at, all that
We
stuff.
try to.
The same person who works a lot on who designs the MPR60 works on the 54, so it's all, if we can fix it on one thing, we fix it across everything.
Very nice. Okay, perfect. Well, I think that's a great place to leave it. Nadia, thank you. Great job. Jeff, thank you, as always.
you.
And thank
Peter?
you all for watching. And thank you, Peter.
Yeah.
And we are almost, I know we're almost done. We got one more video today. Thank you for watching. Please continue to leave your comments below. Email us at info@gothamsound.com. We will be right back for more NAB coverage of Day 1, 2026.